Coming up next on This Week in Torrance.
Smokers trying to quit may be discouraged after hearing that e-cigs may be banned in certain public places. We'll tell you more about this new law.
Then a local organization celebrating 100 years of history took to the streets of Pasadena on New Year's Day. We'll introduce you to the special folks who've made this an annual tradition.
And a local community college emphasizes the importance of providing more educational opportunities for minorities. We'll tell you how they're helping.
Plus, months since her passing, many still remember the legacy of Mary Lou Weiss, and they share how the farmers market will forever be changed because of her work. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun.
And I've been McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. L.A. County Sheriff Lee Baca has announced his retirement. His announcement was unexpected and will be effective at the end of the month. After 15 years of service, the 71-year-old sheriff said he was leaving on his own terms and that he does not see himself as the future, but as part of the city's past. The County Board of Supervisors will appoint someone to temporarily hold the position. Sheriff Baca has recommended Assistant Sheriff Terry McDonald, who previously served at the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. As sheriff, Baca supervised the largest sheriff's department and the second biggest law enforcement agency in the country.
The new year means new laws are changing in the state of California. Here are a few that took effect January 1st. California is the first state in the country to enact a law protecting the rights of transgender students. Students in grades K through 12 that identify with the opposite sex are now allowed to choose which restroom and locker room to use at school. They can also decide to play on sports teams that are consistent with their gender identity. And the Boy Scouts of America lifted its ban on openly gay scouts. Next, if you enjoy a smoke-free atmosphere, some college campuses are also jumping on board. Now all 10 University of California campuses are smoke-free. This includes all tobacco products as well as e-cigarettes. Driver safety is still on the top of the list. Now drivers under the age of 18 are not allowed to use any voice recognition software like Apple Siri to write, send, or read text while driving. And there's now a ban on plastic bags in the city of Los Angeles. Shoppers have to bring their own reusable bags or pay 10 cents per bag at large retail stores. Last, if you are helping to reduce the carbon footprint, you will continue to beat traffic. Hybrid drivers are allowed to use the carpool lane without meeting the occupancy requirements until 2019.
As a West High School grad, Jun Ho Bae was active in senior choir after he moved to the U.S. at the age of 16. Today, he is facing an entirely new challenge. The world knows him better as Kenneth Bae, a detainee in North Korea, who was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor after being accused of aiming to topple the North Korean government. The family of the former Torrance resident is campaigning harder to get Bae out after discovering his health is declining. Bae's family recently spoke publicly after former NBA star Dennis Rodman made a statement on CNN that Bae has done something sinister. In reaction to Rodman's accusation, Bae's sister Terry Chun said he is playing games with her brother's life. Most recently, Rodman apologized for the statement, saying he was intoxicated.
A 23-year-old motorcyclist was killed Tuesday morning around 7 a.m. when his 2005 Yamaha R1 motorcycle collided with a 2005 Toyota Camry, which was turning left on Garnier Street from Sky Park Drive. Both parties were treated on the scene by the Torrance Fire Department and transported to local hospitals. The motorcyclist suffered major injuries during the accident and later died at the hospital. Sky Park Drive was closed in both directions between Madison Avenue and just east of Garnier Street for 3 hours during the collision investigation. Now, if you have any information on this collision, contact the Torrance Police Department's Traffic Division. That number is 310-618-5557.
Torrance Memorial Medical Center has improved their food services to help meet patients' dietary needs. They are now offering healthier choices such as vegetarian and gluten-free menu options. The hospital also found an alternate food supplier. Ingredients are being purchased from local ranches, and they are buying organic and sustainable meat and produce when it is in season. The staff is also taking pride in paying close attention to how the meals are prepared and served. They say this is very important since cleanliness and safety is crucial in a hospital environment. New meals include fish and rice, steak and potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and sugar-free dessert options. On average, Torrance Memorial feeds more than 1,000 people daily. For more on Torrance Memorial Medical Center and their services, visit torrancememorial.org.
The Torrance City Council gathered this week. Here's an update from Community Matters. Mayor and council members approved a proclamation to honor Yvonne Lopez for her 30 years of service in the city's Park Services Division. She assisted in city maintenance, including care of the newly renovated soccer fields at Columbia Park. Lopez plans to spend more time with her husband and 4 dogs, as well as displaying her 1949 Ford at more car shows. While Lopez was not present, she will be honored at a later date.
Toyota Motor Corporation is preparing to sell a new car in the U.S. This latest vehicle will be powered by fuel cells. Toyota says this sedan will help with the success of plug-free electric vehicles by creating a network of hydrogen stations to power cars. The concept version of Toyota's fuel cell car was displayed this week at the Las Vegas Consumer Electronics Show. California is the main initial market for Toyota's unnamed car and will have as many as 20 hydrogen fuel stations when vehicle sales begin next year. Hydrogen cars can run as long as gasoline-powered vehicles and only take a few minutes to refuel compared to hours for most battery-powered vehicles. Currently, only a few hydrogen pumps are open to the public. The state has also committed to spending up to $200 million to create up to 100 hydrogen pumps by 2024. To learn more about Toyota's fuel cell technology, visit toyota.com/fuel cell. Still ahead, Torrance is celebrating 100 years of roses. We'll take you to Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena for the story.
Plus, new laws are preventing some from kicking their habit. We'll tell you about this trend across the nation.
Talking to veterans about the real issues they're dealing with can be awkward and uncomfortable. But when their behavior changes, it's time to act. Because if we don't, our families and relationships will suffer. Listen to the veterans in your life and show you care. It matters. When you recognize a veteran is in crisis, call the Veterans Crisis Line at 1-800-273-8255 and press 1.
Parents sure have their hands full, and they could use an extra hand. Now, every state offers free or low-cost health insurance for your sports hero or budding artist. Kids up to age 19 can get checkups, doctor and dentist visits, hospital care, prescriptions, and more. Your child may qualify based on your family size and income. It's one less thing to worry about. Call or go online for more information.
The Torrance Rose Float celebrated 100 years of New Year's Day, and Faith Lee was out in Pasadena to capture the moment.
On New Year's Day, Diane Ortega is wearing her soccer mom outfit for a special occasion.
I grew up in the city of Torrance, and I played AYSO. Not the first year they had it for girls, but the second year.
American Youth Soccer Organization, or AYSO, is the Torrance Rose Float sponsor this year. And they chose Ortega to get a ride of a lifetime because soccer is a sport that means more than just a hobby for her.
As my 4 daughters were growing up, I coached them. It has been a huge part of my life.
Soccer has been a big part in many Americans' lives too. The organization that was founded in Torrance is celebrating its 50th anniversary and donated $100,000 towards the float.
Oh, it's amazing. It's recognition of 50 years. I mean, it's huge. It's soccer in the States. That's what it means.
Everyone Plays is the theme of the float, which is one of AYSO's philosophies to encourage every child to get on the field.
I do 2 different types of soccer. I play on the field and I freestyle, and it's just a lot of fun and I really enjoy it.
This is the second year Torrance has had to fundraise to keep participating in the Rose Parade after the city's budget cut just a few years ago.
Both years we
got into these great relationships that really contacted us, the first one being Ace Clearwater that first year, the second one being AYSO this year to help them celebrate their 50th anniversary. So it's actually been kind of cool and pretty easy.
However, it could be a challenge for Torrance to make its 61st entry next year without enough fundings from the community.
They're asking every business in the city of Torrance to donate $20. And if that happens, they'll be able to have a 2015 float.
In Ortega, AYSO is supporting more than just the float, but her family's tradition for years and years to come.
One weekend, one of my daughters, when we were going to games, she said, "Mom, what do people do on the weekend when they don't have soccer?"
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
Thanks, Faith. The Rose Float Association is looking for a main sponsor in 2015. They're also starting a new campaign called 20 for 15. To keep the dream afloat, you can donate $20 to the 2015 campaign by visiting torrancerosefloat.com.
One local business helped to brighten the holiday season. Reporter Julie Chan shares a story about giving back to the community.
All of us friends we meet the day after Christmas, this is like our celebration where we all get together.
Phil Phillips has been enjoying lunch at Sharing is Caring for the past 6 years. He is one of over 1,000 people in need who looks forward to this annual lunch.
I have been involved since the very beginning for 23 years. Today we're going to serve about 1,200 people. So it's grown from a smaller group of a couple hundred to now 1,200.
Honda executives, along with their family members, volunteered an afternoon to serve up an elegant 3-course meal prepared by the Torrance Marriott.
Joining us today will be families, seniors, veterans, and homeless individuals.
It's a good mixer for the whole community because people from every strata are in one location, and that's a rare thing.
Not only are those in need touched by this event, some Honda associates who bring their children have made it an annual tradition.
2 years ago, we were on vacation in San Diego, and they insisted at 6 a.m. that we leave San Diego and come here for this event.
Tito Adinihoon has been helping for 18 years and bringing her children for 10 years. Her goal is to help her children remember those less fortunate.
Our staff actually looks forward to working every year and our ability to give back to the community. So it's something we're very proud that the event is here.
Phillips and others are grateful for the hard work put in by Honda, the Salvation Army, and the Torrance Marriott.
It's beautiful. It's very classy.
Sharing is Caring is about more than a hot meal. For some, it's an opportunity to catch up with friends made here over the years. Reporting for Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. The Sharing is Caring event has been a tradition for the past 23 years.
One local orthodontist reminisces on 50 years of business in the Torrance community. Reporter Julie Chan has the story.
Today is bittersweet for Torrance orthodontist Dr. Byron Chan.
He was definitely the neighborhood orthodontist. I knew so many people that came through this office when I was growing up.
Chan is ending 50 years of practice in the Delamo Medical Building, while the new developments at the Delamo Shopping Center, owned by Simon Property Group, gave Chan a push into retirement a little sooner than he'd planned. He says it's been a great ride.
We have nice patients to work with who take care of their teeth. They're motivated. They're, at a good age where they're, nice to work with. They're growing up. You see them go from teenagers into young adults.
Kelly Rodano was not only a former patient, but she was later an employee. Chan has been in her family treating the smiles of her siblings, husband, and now their own 3 children for more than 31 years.
He was very strict because if I didn't wear my retainer, if I didn't wear my rubber bands, I would definitely be told that I needed to.
Seeing these generational things that just really been around long enough to do, experience that has been really satisfying. It's quite an experience.
Seeing the nurturing side of Dr. Chan as a mother, it really made a difference.
Over the past 50 years, thousands of patients have walked these halls to visit Dr. Chan, but all that is ending now.
Simon Properties plans to expand on the mall to include Nordstrom department store. The medical building will be torn down to give Nordstrom a line of sight from Hawthorne. And while an era is ending for Chan, he will be remembered for more than fixing crooked teeth.
I couldn't have picked a better profession as far as I'm concerned. It's just been a great ride.
Thanks, Julie. While new construction begins on Nordstrom's at the Del Amo Fashion Center in April, Dr. Chan started his retirement on December 23rd, just in time to celebrate the holiday with his family.
Well, former Torrance Farmers Market manager Mary Lou Weiss may no longer be here, but she shares her spirit in other ways, and her legacy is one no one will forget. Reporter Julie Chan has the story.
She was the farmer's market. You came to the farmer's market and you saw her, and she was there to answer your questions, and she's missed very much.
For 22 years, Mary Lou Weiss poured her heart and soul into the Torrance Farmers Market.
She was very friendly and helpful, would come around, say good morning every morning to all of us.
Weiss not only had a vision for the market, but also gave new vendors a chance.
Mary Lou told me there was going to be about a 3-year waiting list, and that she would be happy to put me on it. So she continued to eat the donuts with the volunteers, and then just basically told me, "Are you ready for business right now?" And I said, "Absolutely." And she says, "Okay, I'll see you on Tuesday."
I think if it wasn't for Mary Lou, that we wouldn't be where we are.
Weiss died unexpectedly last summer, just before her planned retirement. Her successor, Joyce Chan, knows she has big shoes to fill.
Mary Lou has built such a legacy for farm integrity, and just her relationships with the people is a true blessing.
In honor of Weiss, the family set up a scholarship for children of the farmers and vendors.
Mary Lou's passion was for people, and it didn't matter if they were young, old. She liked everybody, and everybody was her friend.
With about 80 farmers and another 40 food vendors here on Saturdays at the Torrance Farmers Market, Mary Lou Weiss's years of dedication and hard work live on. Reporting for Torrance City Cable, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. A bench and tree have been named in Mary Lou's honor at Wilson Park. Torrance Farmers Market is open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. rain or shine.
Some businesses feel hard-pressed since the increase in minimum wage. Reporter Julie Chan talked to one business that is concerned about the increase.
With the new year brings new laws. One local business speaks out.
I've been trying to put a positive spin on this thing since I heard about it.
Gary Zimmerman owns 3 local businesses on Marcelina Avenue in Old Town Torrance, and he says with about 10 employees on his payroll, he's feeling uneasy about the effects the minimum wage increase will do to his business.
It's the entry-level training position that doesn't warrant a raise at $9 an hour.
Zimmerman owns and operates Old Town Coffee and Tea, Frankie, Johnny, and Luigi's Pizzeria, and the World War II store. The pizzeria in particular requires a training period of nearly 50 hours, of which Zimmerman doesn't think warrants the higher pay grade.
I like the indentured servant thing that was in Ben Franklin's time. He learned the printing trade from his brother in trade for working for nothing.
Employees of Zimmerman also speak out about Governor Brown's new law, which goes into effect July 1, 2014.
More money will be nice, but in the long run, it doesn't really affect me because with that, everything else will be going up as well.
Employees and business owners alike have doubts.
This is a big adjustment. It's a 20% cost in my labor cost.
While Zimmerman may face cutting back employee hours, he also sees the value in hard-working employees.
I kind of just do everything, whatever they need.
Though $8 an hour minimum wage has been in effect since 2008, hard work pays off regardless of minimum wage laws.
The employees that I do have that have been with me a year or 2 or 3 years are great employees, and without a doubt they deserve a raise anyway.
Reporting for Torrance City Cable, I'm Julie Chan.
Thanks, Julie. Employers will see another increase in minimum wage to $10 per hour in January of 2016. According to Bloomberg Industries, the sales of electronic cigarettes doubled to $1.7 billion in 2013. Now, many big cities are beginning to pass new laws to treat these plastic tubes as tobacco product. Reporter Faith Lee has the story.
With electronic cigarettes growing in demand, they've been sparking debate over in Congress whether to regulate the use of this product.
It's healthier.
As one of the owners at #Vape in Torrance, Drew Talbert considers electronic cigarettes a much healthier choice than conventional cigarettes.
I don't have to taste that smoke flavor. I don't have to smell all day. My wife doesn't have to complain. I don't have to worry about giving secondhand smoke to my daughter.
E-cigarettes are battery-operated devices that heat nicotine-infused liquid into inhalable vapor. And Talbert says vaping has helped him drop his decade-old habit of smoking.
Electronic cigarettes really saved my life a lot.
However, many states and cities such as Utah, Minnesota, and New York City have banned indoor use of e-cigarettes. And Talbert doesn't entirely agree with these new laws.
It's not fair to single us out as smokers if that's what I'm trying to get away from.
From a medical standpoint, they need to be regulated. The number of users is increasing exponentially.
Tasneem Bolat is a hospitalist at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, and she says it is concerning that users are getting addicted to this product without knowing the long-term risks.
Right now, some of the claims that the electronic cigarette makers are stating are that they're safer than traditional cigarettes. None of those claims have yet to be substantiated.
Bolat says users should be more cautious when consuming the products.
All prolonged chronic diseases take time to develop. These electronic cigarettes have only been around for a couple of years. So the time it takes to do all of these evidence-based research studies, it takes time.
Although the debate over risks versus benefits of the product is far from settled, Talbert thinks the government should take an active role in figuring out what electronic cigarettes are before setting new laws.
I believe the government should take a lot of time to research this and really study it and make sure that, give us a fighting chance.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
Currently, the state of California does not have a law to regulate the use of electronic cigarettes in public places.
Healthcare coverage is all the debate, and many consumers are waiting to see what's next. California's Health Exchange is extending the payment deadline for those who have already applied for healthcare to January 15th. But even with all the shifting deadlines, some say it isn't too late to make the decision. Christy Wilcox is reporting.
If you're sick and tired of healthcare insurance confusion, there are still ways to put your headache to rest.
I've always re-enrolled because I have a pre-existing condition, and if I was to try to get medical insurance elsewhere, I would have been denied.
James Corazzini is talking about the group health insurance he's held for 20 years. Now, due to cost increase, his only option was to look at other options on the California Affordable Healthcare Exchange.
It's a $200 increase, plus my deductible is going to be higher. I didn't have co-pays after the deductible. Now I have co-pays.
But instead of using the Covered California website, Corazzini took another path. He went straight to his local certified insurance provider to find the best plan.
The thought of having to write a $700 check
is a big deal.
For insurance when I hardly even go to the doctor to begin with.
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm going to save about $200 makes me happy.
In the state of California, you've gone through all the requisite training and certification processes to become a licensed agent. And then you've also gone through the extra training and certification with Covered California in order to offer the new policies through Covered California.
While insurance companies are struggling to process all the applications and website glitches are preventing some from paying online, Covered California is extending the payment deadline to January 15th.
Okay. I'm around the same price range, but the coverages are better. There's no deductible, and the co-pays are reasonable.
And for those who have yet to make the move, healthcare enrollment is open through March 31st.
Thanks, Christy. If you are interested in finding out more about Covered California Healthcare, visit coveredca.com.
A new report in California concluded that the rate of Latinos earning a college degree is unacceptably low. Reporter Faith Lee spoke with a local student to find out why some have trouble getting a college degree.
Throughout the years, we have an increasing numbers of Latino students enrolled in college. However, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, only about 11% of Latinos in California have at least a bachelor's degree.
As a first-generation college student, 21-year-old Indira Amaya understands the struggle many Hispanic students face while in college.
People that I see, I grew up with them, I went to high school with. A lot of them start going to college and then they drop out simply because we focus a lot on the whole financial need.
That was Amaya's plan too.
Being raised by a single mother, it's something that you want to do instead of going to college and using up all that income.
But her mother insisted Amaya stay in school.
She has explained to me that all that pressure, it shouldn't bring me down.
Luckily, with her family's support, Amaya will soon be transferring to a 4-year university, but according to a recent report, Latinos have the lowest rate of college attainment compared to all other ethnic groups.
Few things are as stressful as trying to get into college, and staying in can be equally challenging.
The report finds that many reasons contribute to the staggering statistics, such as parental education and family income. But Amaya is determined to set an example for her siblings.
I have my brothers and sisters thinking about following the same steps.
The good news is, many colleges and universities offer programs to help students succeed. And at El Camino College, there's the Puente Project to provide information for students on how to transfer to a 4-year university.
The counselor here, she's very open. She made me see that there's a lot of other different things going on.
Although Amaya is young, she's not afraid to dream big. She plans to earn her law degree at UCLA and pursue her dream to be a prosecutor.
To look more in the future and to see that not just being Hispanic and being looked down upon a lot by a lot of people, that doesn't mean that you can't go ahead and dream. That if you dream big, then might as well go for it.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Faith Lee.
Thank you, Faith. The Puente Project at El Camino College helps more than 20 students get to a university every semester. If you would like more information about the program, go to elcamino.edu.
Well, coming up after the break, if you're looking to save a buck, we have some local deals you won't want to miss.
What about my privacy?
It's protected.
And the music I listen to. Protected.
What about how I wear my hair? And the things I say and write?
The Constitution protects your rights.
It isn't an old, fading piece of paper.
It's a living document.
The Constitution says there are 3 branches of government.
So we're kind of like the 4th branch of government.
We are the future of America. Find out how you could become part of Constitution Day.
For me.
For all. For real.
Go to aclu.org/Constitution Day.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a lot of great events coming up. Here's a look at what's on the calendar. The Del Amo Barnes & Noble is honoring local educators for Educator Appreciation Week, January 11th through the 19th. Pre-K through 12th grade educators will save 25% on classroom and personal purchases and 10% on music and movies. For more information on Barnes & Noble's Educator Appreciation Days, visit the store at the Del Amo Fashion Center or visit their website.
On Sunday, January 26th from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., Whole Foods Market in Torrance is offering an all-day special on value-sized bites in each department for just $1. Now, that even includes $1 taste of local beer and dessert. To find out more information, visit the event at WholeFoodsMarket.com.
The Story Pirates are back by popular demand and will be at the James Armstrong Theater on Saturday, January 25th at 2 p.m. They will have a new show done in part by kids in Torrance. There's a loud, fun musical sketch by a professional artist where kids are encouraged to get out their pencils and draw too. Now, let's go out to the sports desk with Juan Hernandez for a sneak preview of what's to come.
Juan, what do you have for us?
Hi, Jen and Ben. Happy New Year from everybody here at the Sports Desk. It's our first show of the year, and you know, we wanted to open up 2014 with a bang, which is why we're going to have a special guest in studio. She's going to share a couple stories about her days on the pitch with the South High Spartans and give us a little look at what's going on in the Torrance soccer scene. So, 4 p.m., 9:30 p.m., right here on CitiCABLE 3 every day. Can't wait to see you there.
Thanks, Juan. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook and be sure to like our page to get the latest updates on what's going on in Torrance. That's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.